So, Emily Henry has a new novel out called Great Big Beautiful Life, and it has an absolutely brilliant setup. Today, we're going to dive into what makes it so compelling right from page one. At its heart, this book is all about a really fascinating question. Who actually gets to tell a story? It's a deep dive into narrative, point of view, and just how slippery the truth can be. And the book just kicks right off with this perfect line, which basically sets the stage for everything that's about to happen. It gets you thinking, about how we all build our own histories and how different they can look from someone else's. So let's see how this all plays out. All right, so our story kicks off with what is basically a writer's dream job. I mean, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity. First, let's meet our protagonist, Alice Scott. She's a writer for a publication called The Scratch, and she's really hoping for her big break. She's got this great, hopeful energy. In her own words, she's unapologetically perky. The kind of person who really tries to see the best in everything and everyone. And that big break? Well, it comes knocking, and it is a huge one. The chance to write the official biography of the one and only Margaret Ives, a woman who literally vanished from the public eye decades ago. And look, Margaret Ives is not just any celebrity. Back in the day, she was nicknamed the tabloid princess. She was an heiress to this massive media empire who fell in love with a rock star. Her life was just this whirlwind of scandal, cults, courtrooms. And then poof, she was gone. For 20 years, nobody's heard a peep. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. Alice goes in promising to tell Margaret's story from her perspective, as the hero. But Margaret just throws this total curveball. She asks, what if I don't want it to be my version of the story? What if I want the whole awful truth? And that changes everything. So just when Alice thinks she might actually have this incredible job in the bag, the story throws in a major wrench, a rival, so formidable he threatens to just crush her dream right then and there. Picture this. Alice has made her pitch. She feels like she's really connected with Margaret. Things are looking up. And then the doorbell rings. Turns out Margaret has a 2 o'clock appointment. And who is her 2 o'clock? Hayden Anderson. This guy isn't just another writer. He's a Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer, a total critical darling known for these serious, hard-hitting books. He's described as this intimidating, hulking, hawk-nosed man, and he's basically the complete and total opposite of Alice. And this right here, this is the core conflict. On one side, you've got Alice, the optimistic underdog, the perky staff writer. And on the other, you've got Hayden, the proven champion, the Pulitzer winner who Alice immediately sizes up as a block of marble. It is the ultimate showdown. And just in case you had any doubt about what he's all about, there's an old interview where Hayden just flat out says it, I'm very competitive. Yeah, this guy is not here to play games. He is here to win. So, with these two polar opposites now both in the running, Margaret does something totally out of left field, and that's what leads to the book's fantastic premise. A very unconventional audition. So instead of just picking one of them, Margaret decides, you know what? I need more time. I need to figure out who I can really trust with this. And her solution? A contest. A high-stakes head-to-head contest. The terms are just wild. Both writers get a paid 1-month trial to work directly with her. At the end of that month, they each have to present what they've come up with. Then she'll pick one of them to finish the book. Or, and this is the real kicker, she might just decide to scrap the whole thing. The stakes could not possibly be higher. And as weird as it all sounds, they both agree. Alice and Hayden are in, so the deal is set. The competition is officially on. But that professional rivalry? That's only half of it. The setup adds one last absolutely delicious layer of tension by forcing these two into ridiculously close quarters. Okay, so let's get this straight. You've got two complete opposites, both fighting for the same career-making job. Then they find out they're both staying at the exact same resort, the Grande Lucia. A little awkward, sure, but they can handle it, right? Wrong. The final nail in the coffin is that they're not just at the same hotel. They are in rooms right next door to each other. You literally can't get any closer than that. And this is where things get really fun. Alice, being Alice, apologizes in advance for her snoring, and later, Hayden, grumpy, stoic Hayden, admits he could hear it through the wall, but that he found it actually sort of soothing.
You can just feel the ice starting to crack.
And so all of this brings us to the book's central, brilliant question. In a battle to capture the truth of one woman's life, who's the right person for the job? Is it the hopeful idealist who wants to find the beauty in the story? Or is it the proven cynic who won a Pulitzer for telling it like it is? It's just a fantastic setup that makes you desperate to find out what happens next.